I guess I hit that by mistake. I'm glad I saw that before I ended it. Oh, but what I'm telling y'all was I'm headed to, so I said all that and did nobody hear me. Thank you for letting me know there was no sound. I said, I guess you got your notification, but I am headed to my niece's game. This is her last soccer game. I have not been the best auntie this season. Um, but she know I always show up for her stuff, but I ain't been to her games this season. Like I'm normally at a lot of her games, but I just been busy or whatever. And so I am headed to her game. I'm gonna get there late, but I don't care. I might even get there and it maybe not end it, but I just still want to go and show up because it's her last game. So regardless of when I get there, I'm going. And sometimes they schedule be a little off too. So um it said 11:35 and I'm gonna get there like about 12, like 12 something. So I may catch like the end of it. I don't know. Y'all excuse my hair, honey. Naya was playing in my hair last night. She don't put all type of edge control and baby all type of stuff in it. So I pulled it back, put it in a bun, and put a cap on. Cause child, it's a mess. And I'm trying to take a break from braids. All us aunts have fallen short this year. Don't feel bad. Oh, thank you, girl. Cause I always be at her games. Even my nephew, they both were playing soccer. And I try to support the both of them. But I don't think my nephew played this year. But child, honey, this year been a year. So I ain't really been. And I came by myself because them kids, look, I'm alone. They was damn nerves so bad in Target last night. Child, I told Cliff I'm going by myself. I invited them. I uninvited their ass. I had told them that they could come with me. Baby, I stay house. Now, if they had asked to go, I still would have brought them. I wasn't going to tell them no or whatever, knowing that we going to my niece's game. Like, I would have let them came to support their cousin. But the fact that they didn't say nothing, baby, I snuck right on up out of there. Good morning, Tracy. How you doing? Tell baby girl good luck on the game. I will. She's very competitive too. But yeah, I got up out there. I was like, boy, they don't wreck my nerves so bad in Target last night. You just think. And I know a lot of parents always say, like, the older that your kids get, they like, oh, it don't stop there. When they get older, sometimes it get worse or whatever. But you just think at a certain age, like, y'all just wouldn't get on y'all parents' nerves as bad. But I know I was still worrying my parents when teenager, but child, and it wasn't Naya. I felt so bad for her because it was her sister. It was Jayla getting on my nerves. And so I felt bad for Naya because I'm like, dang, she done got on my nerves to where I don't even want to bother with now one of y'all right now. Goodness, child. But yeah. So today I had told them yesterday, I was like, we're gonna go to Kenya game tomorrow. It's her last game. We're gonna go and support her child. I don't even want them around me right now today. I just don't. And I don't feel bad for saying that. So whoever wanna get on here and judge me like, oh my God, she said she don't want the kids around. I don't. I don't. I don't want to be bothered. I do not. Hold on, y'all. I don't want the phone to get too hot and cut off on y'all. I'm gonna have to move y'all. Hold on, I'm gonna have to move y'all down here in front of the AC. But yeah, I don't want to fool with them kids today, and don't care how nobody feel. Oh, let me see. Good Food said, "LOL. I wanted to see the stove finished product so I can clean my." Oh yeah, I'm gonna do a part two. The video was so long, Good Food, because I combined it with like cleaning out the cabinets and stuff like that. I'm definitely gonna do a part two. I knew that was gonna be like a lengthy video or whatever. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna show you a part two of it. But it did really good. That was my first time using that. It did really good. But girl, it's like it was releasing some type of products or something. Like, do y'all know anything about that? I was like, now I don't want to sound slow and crazy, but it's like it was like releasing some type of something. Because when I opened it up when it was done, it had like some type of residue and stuff in there. It was almost like a white looking, like a white tinted looking color. So now I just need to wipe it out. So I haven't even finished it yet. So yeah, I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna make sure that I record that also, and let y'all see what it looked like, because I hadn't even did the top. I just wiped the top down or whatever. But I haven't even like scrubbed the top with that thing that Tanya gave me. And Tanya gave me that thing either earlier this year or last year. She gave it to me, and I had put it up, so I was forgetting to pull it out and use it. But I'm gonna use that also, because I think I'm gonna cook for Christmas. So normally for Christmas we go to the cabins, but I don't think we're going this year. Cliff want to go, but I don't want to go because my cousin is graduating. The one that's a teacher that y'all see me with a lot, she's graduating, and with her, look, don't get me the line, because she already had her master's, her specialist or something like that. She's a teacher, so it might be her specialist, something like that. Because I'm like, it's not her master's, because I remember when she got there, when she would come to my house, we would do like study dates, and I remember when she was studying for that. So I know it's not that. But anywho, she is graduating in DC, and so she was gonna do her, like a celebration or whatever, a graduation celebration, and we're going to the cabins for that, and that's literally like 2 weeks before Christmas. So do the cabins this year, and then the kids don't want to go. Jayla, I told her she couldn't go no more. You need to go over there with your daddy them, because she didn't want to go here, and she was just in a funk the whole trip, and it was blowing me. So I was like, "You're not invited this year, honey. Just go on over with your people." She was like, "Girl, I don't care. I don't want to come anyways." I was like, "Good, because you're not coming." And then my sister, my older sister, we told and invited. So two people we took off the list, her and her niece. The only people that be happy is like me and my baby sister. Y'all, we just like big kids. And my older sister, she like a big kid with certain stuff. She just like, whatever. And I don't know, maybe if it's because she had kids or whatever, so it's not exciting for her. I don't know. The child, she don't be giving a damn about nothing. And she wasn't in a funk last year. She was sick. So she was sick. And then she ended up getting Jayla sick once we got back home. But Jayla was in a funk the entire trip. So we was like, you can't come. We don't need that negative spirit and energy around us. So yeah, we took them off the list. And then my sister, like, she was sick, but she just be like, whatever, like, yeah, I'm just here for y'all. So we was like, you and your niece, I had told her, I said, hey, we voted y'all out the Christmas trip. You and your niece can't come. Girl, both of them said that. Oh, my sister was like, I don't give a damn. She was like, I do not care. And then Jayla was like, Mom, I don't care. She was like, good. So, okay. But everybody else be in good spirits. Cliff, baby sister, the one to do my hair, me, the rest of the kids, they be happy and excited and stuff. Like, but them too, So yeah, but this year I think we're gonna skip it because we hadn't even booked it or anything. Like around Christmas time, you have to go ahead and, like, if you go into the cabins, you have to book that like months prior, and we normally book it months prior, and we didn't. Cliff just asked like last week, "Are we going to the cabins this year?" And I was like, "I don't think so." And he was like, "Well, I want to go." So he said he was gonna book it. Sharon, good morning. How are you doing? Happy Sunday. Let me see. Let me see what you said. Good food. Yeah, my own. It's a cleaner product. I think is in. Yeah, and see, you heard me say in the video, good food. I was like, y'all, I don't know if this thing gonna release some product. I don't think it would do that, or what, how it's gonna self clean. But yeah, so now I just need to wipe it out when I get back home. I have the burners on my stove. We have the same stove, but you have the flat surface. Oh, okay. I like it with the burners better. When I was doing my cleaning business, I used to clean a lot of properties with the burners. I actually like that better because to me it's easier to clean. Like you just pull them up and wipe around it and stuff. I like that better than the one that we got. Cause the one that we have, you can wipe it and it still look messy. You know, you can clean it and it still leave like the little residue around the burner part. Sharon said, "Good morning, everyone. Is Lawrenceville, Georgia, a good neighborhood? My kid's dad going to transfer." Yes, girl. You know how bad I want to live in Lawrenceville. I just couldn't afford it. And I worked in Lawrenceville. I worked at UPS, or whatever. Even though I had a good job, honey, I couldn't afford to stay in Lawrenceville. But yeah, and of course they probably had some places that I could afford to live, but I wasn't finna live there. But yeah, I love Lawrenceville. I don't know if it's still accurate to today, but they actually have like one of the best school systems in Georgia. So I haven't checked it lately or whatever, but girl, I wanted to stay in Lawrenceville so bad. Wanted my kids to go to school there because their school system was good. Yes, and I wanted to live. I don't know what part of Lawrenceville because Gwinnett is huge, but I wanted to go to Swanee because I worked in Swanee, and Swanee is real. It's like the upkeep is nice. It's just beautiful. But I wanted to go to Swanee. But yep, I ended up all the way on the other side. I kept saying when I leave my hometown, I'm going to Lawrenceville. I'm going to Lawrenceville. I ended up way on the side I didn't even damn know about. Like I'm on the south side of Atlanta, and I never thought in a million years I would be on this side. They have some pretty reasonable houses. I was looking yesterday. Yes, I looked. I looked that up. The school is good. Yeah, they got really good school system. I wanted my kids to go to that school. I wanted to live in that area. I kept saying, if I ever leave my hometown, that's where I'm going. I'm going to Lawrenceville. I'm going to Lawrenceville. And I guess because of me working in that area, um, my shift was Monday through Friday. It was some people that worked with me that worked on the floor. I worked in the office. So some people that worked on the floor, their shift was Monday through Thursday. And so once they promoted me to the office, I worked Monday through Friday. So I literally was in that area 5 days a week, you know. And shoot, even on the weekend, I liked it so much. Shit, I was going there on the weekend. You know, like if I wanted to go to the farmers market, they got a good farmers market there. If I wanted to go to they have like a movie theater that's set up the street from my job where you could eat, you know, like food, like at tenders and stuff like that, hot wings or whatever. But it was called a movie tavern. So we used to go there or whatever. I would take my kids there. So I would drive there on the weekend. Much I love Lawrenceville. But yes, honey, come to Lawrenceville. You will love Lawrenceville. Girl, I love grass. That's my only problem. The houses are pretty, but I need green grass in my front and backyard. Gotcha. Yeah. I don't know. You may have to just look. You may have to put your own, you know, like get a landscaping company to come out and do that for you, or whatever. Or just keep looking. Look, I wouldn't let that be the reason that I didn't go. But I feel you on that. So yeah, I would have definitely packed my kids up and moved there, but and then at that point in time too, y'all, I was like, y'all know when you grow up like in a small country town, I was like in that place of my life where I was like allowing fear to hold me back. I'm gonna say that. See now I don't do that. I don't give a damn. Like I was letting fear get in the way of me jumping up and moving, you know, because I could have went there. I told y'all how I don't work 3 jobs before. So if I didn't allow fear to get in between or get in the way, you know, in the way of me actually jumping up, packing up my kids and moving, I definitely would probably, that's where I would be staying right now or whatever. But I was like, I can't afford this. I don't have no family there. I ain't gonna have no babysitters. I'm not gonna have this. I'm not gonna have that. And all that is self doubt, imposter syndrome, fear. And I always say fear is of the devil. I don't care what nobody say. It is, because God don't want us to live in fear. So if it weren't for that, I would have jumped up and moved, honey. If I had the mindset that I got now, because now I just do some shit. I just do it and be thinking in my head like, yeah, God gonna figure it out. Like, he gonna figure it out. He gonna make a way. If I take 2 steps, he gonna do the rest. If I do this, he gonna do this. If I lean back, he gonna catch me. Like, you got me now, don't you? So now I have that mindset or whatever. I was just talking to somebody the other day and telling them, I think Zay dad, I was talking to him and I was telling him, like, he was talking about my hometown. He was like, yeah, I remember I got caught up in that Monroe life and this and that. And I was like, boy, that Monroe life, hell. That Monroe life is hell. You know, like when you grow up in a town, everybody got crab in the bucket mentality. Ain't nobody trying to do nothing. Like, I'm so glad I got from that, and that's what I was telling him. I was like, I'm so glad that I moved my kids from the fuck from down there. Like, I just always wanted them. It was more, it was more out here. Life is so much bigger than this right here in this little hometown. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just glad that once I, you know, shifted my mindset. That's why I always teach my students, everything that you do in life, it starts up here. It starts with your mindset. Like, if you, even when it comes to credit, when I was doing financial literacy and I was enrolling like my credit clients and stuff like that, I would always like doing an assessment with them. I would always tell them, like, listen, if you don't have the mindset for fight freedom, you're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get it. And that's what everything that we do in life. If you don't have the mindset for it, if you don't shift your mindset, you not gonna have it. You already thinking negative. You already putting negative into verse. Like, you gotta think positive. You gotta think those things as if they are. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just glad that when I finally left my hometown, I did it scared. I was scared as hell. I did it afraid. I was afraid, but I just did it. I was like, I'm ready for this change. And my sister, my work sister that worked with me at UPS Ebony, I remember when I first left, she was like, you always talked about leaving. And I did, because I always would tell her that I was going to go to Gwinnett. I was going to Lawrenceville. She was like, you always talked about leaving. I'm so happy for you. I'm just so happy, because she knew that was one of my, like, that was a part of my dream to get from down there. When I say I wouldn't go back for nothing, I wouldn't go back for I don't give a damn. I wouldn't go back for nothing. Nothing. And then my son dad was like, it's a good place to stay, when you older, if you retire. And I said, you know what? I always tell them on my live streams that the only time I would go back to my hometown is when I'm old and, baby, I'm helping with my grandkids. I'm helping with my grandkids. I ain't out here trying to travel. I'm not out here trying to do no business stuff, no networking. You know what I'm saying? No new ventures and stuff like that. I go back then when I'm just, all I can do is go to the grocery store and the doctor and go home, and help with my grandkids. Hey Carla, good morning. She said, hey Ambriella, everyone. Tracy said you are exactly right. And you know what, Tracy? It's so easy, y'all, to get caught up in that lifestyle. It's so easy. That's why I always say, when I was speaking on that family of 6 or 7 that live in a 1 bedroom, and I was saying, everybody in the comments was saying, "Oh, those kids are happy. Those kids are happy. Y'all need to stop." Yeah, because that's all they know. You get what I'm saying? It's so easy to feel like you happy, or to feel like you really doing your big one, or you doing something, when that's all you know. Like, That's all you're surrounded around. You know what I'm saying? So I just always wanted my kids to know that it's more out here than this small town. Don't get caught up in this shit. Like, don't. So many people was mad with me when I left, but that's another thing too. Like, you got to do what's best for you. You got to do what's best for you and your children. You can't worry about who mad about you leaving, who don't want you to leave, who don't feel like you should leave. Damn them and damn what they talking about. You got to do what you got to do for you. Okay? That's another thing outside of fear. That's another thing that hold a lot of people back. That right there. Other people, because they be done got up in your head. They be telling you, oh yeah, I don't think you ready to move. I don't think you this. I don't think you that. Baby, when God say move your feet, move them. I tell people that all the time. When God say move, move. You better get to stepping. Because whatever he tell me to do, I'm doing it. I don't care what you talk about over here. I don't care what Cliff talking about. I don't care what my mama talking about. I don't care what my daddy talking about. I don't care what my business coach talking about, my mentor talking about. If God say do it, I'm doing it. That's it. I'm doing it. Got to stop letting people hold you back for real. But yep, I didn't want my children to get caught up in that lifestyle. And what level it's on, my kids was even mad with me when I moved them, because they was like, this where our family at, this where all our friends at that we done grew up with and played sports with and all that. So they were mad, and they were even especially my son, he was livid. They were like resentful towards me too. But Jayla, she ended up, like she ended up adjusting or whatever. And it took my son a little longer to adjust, but and Naya, she just didn't care, because she was so small, she didn't care. But what level it's on, I really wish that I could have did it sooner. Like, everything I feel like everything happened when it's supposed to happen. But I wish that I could have made the move sooner when they were smaller. Girl, I can't talk to you, Embryo. You gonna have me packing before the transfer get approved. Ah, packing up before. Oh, okay, I said it right, before the transfer get approved. Your grandkids, you look so young. Oh no, Carla, I don't have any. I was saying when I moved back to my hometown, like, and I'm saying when and if I ever, because I grew up from a really small hometown where everybody know everybody related. And so I was just saying that I'm glad that I got my kids from down there. But if I was to go back, yeah, baby, I don't want to speak no kids on me. Not none from me or none from mine right now. Uh-uh. But yeah, I was saying that when I get older, that'll be the only time that I would consider going back to my hometown, is when my kids are, when my kids grown and I'm helping them raise their kids, then I would go back there to live. And I would probably go right back to where I grew up at. So I grew up like in a country area, we could sleep with our doors open. You could sleep where you literally, and I'm not just saying this, I'm being for real. You could sleep where you forgot to lock the door. You could sleep. We used to sleep with the windows up, because my grandma's house didn't have central air and heat. So we used to sleep with the windows up and stuff like that. And you didn't have to worry about the times that we living in now. Somebody breaking in the house, somebody coming in and, you know what I'm saying, robbing or this and that or whatever. So go outside with no shoes on and stuff like that. I mean, the good country living. Shoot. Wake up to breakfast every morning. My grandma done cook the whole house breakfast, Sunday dinners, that type of country living. Just, little small town. Everybody know everybody. Everybody know your people. So, yeah. So if I were to go back, I would go right back to where I grew up, where I was born and raised, and that's where I would want to, spend the rest of my days and years and stuff, helping raise my grandchildren. Tracy said, thanks for sharing. Oh, you're welcome. Hey, Big Cap in the building. I love your name, Big Cap. Hey, Kelly, is it? I always mess your name up. Hey, Callie, Original Family. She said, hello, chat and mods. She said, okay, I understand you now. Please forgive me for that. Oh no, you fine. Look, you're fine. I know, Carla, you came in. I know you came in into like the middle of the conversation. Yeah, so you good. People don't even believe me when I tell them that I got kids that are almost grown. So when you say you too young to have grandkids, yes, yeah, you right. Look, you are so right. I told Tanya them y'all when Jayla was sick and doing all that throwing up and stuff. Like, I'm not naive. I'm not one of them parents like, oh, my daughter doesn't do that. My kids don't do this. Baby, these teenagers, they doing stuff before we did it, okay? They doing stuff early, you know. And my daughter is about to be 18 next month. Not next month, because we ain't even made it to Thanksgiving. But my daughter about to be 18 the beginning of January. So, honey, when she was doing all that throwing up and stuff, I told Tanya them, I said, boy, a sister had done got scared. Like, girl, your mama is not no grandmama. What is going through? But yeah, I'm like, honey, I hope you ain't trying to make me no grandmama, because I'm ready for my break. Like my aunt, y'all, I posted a video over here, but last Sunday when we did the girls' day out, my aunt was like, boy, when you raise your kids, you ain't got to raise your grandkids. She was like, I done made it to the promised land. Baby, I'm trying to get there with my auntie. Do you hear me? Child, don't come. I should have went that way to hop on the highway. Dang. Don't come giving me no surprises. Mm-mm. But Jayla be messing with me all the time. She be telling me, I ain't gonna never have kids because you be on the go too much. You always traveling and doing this and doing that. Yeah, baby. Your mama, look, when y'all Naya, I be counting down. She about to be in January. Okay. And then people be coming on my videos and because I've talked about this before. Like, y'all, when these kids get grown and they be like, oh, you're gonna miss them when they grow up. You're gonna no, I'm cherishing all that now. I'm taking it all in. Okay. I'm taking it in. When I get to the point where I'm just gotta worry about self, and y'all could just call me and I could do when and how I want to as a mother, and I don't have to. I'm a bitch. I'm ready for it. Okay? Ready for it. Not embryo done became a granny. Now you can't do right. Don't put it spoken into existence. And my sister keep telling me you want that old lady so bad. She was like, I don't know why you just don't wake up and be her. She was like, you play that role of an old lady too good. But I imitate people good, y'all. That's something that's like my little superpower or my little talent that I have. People don't know because I only do it like around my family. So they know that I do that or whatever. Like, I'm for real fool. Like, seriously, I'm silly or whatever. People just don't see that side of me because on social media, I'm about my business too. You know what I'm saying? But I'm real silly. I be imitating people. People be like, you sound just like that person or whatever. So that's why I love doing character roles and stuff like that. But my sister always telling me like, you really want to be Miss Rubinell. I'm like, girl, shut up. She said, that's right. Do everything your heart desires before having kids. Travel, do everything. I mean everything, yes. And I had Jayla, I was 20 when I had her. So the stuff that I'm doing now that my kids are big, it's almost like I went from I was 20 to me, y'all. And I tell my I can only speak to them from experience, in my life lessons and my mistakes that I made. I tell them all the time, 20 is too young for a baby. If I could tell my younger self anything, it would have been to wait. You know what I'm saying? And not to be having no kids at 20. Because y'all think about it. You get out of school, my phone gonna go out right here. So just let me know if y'all can't hear me. It like just think about it. At 18, you getting out of school. So if you do or don't go to college or whatever the case may be, some moms go to, I mean, some females or even they go to college and they still become young parents or whatever. 19, 20, you thinking in your mind, I'm grown. Oh, I'm over 18. Let me see what was said. Oh, I don't know. We'll leave that here. But 19 and 20, you're thinking in your mind like, oh, I'm grown. I'm over 18. Baby, you're not grown. You're not grown. And when I say you're not grown legally, yes, but you're not grown to where you ready for life. You're not grown to where you just ready to be out here taking care of no kids and all that or whatever. Like I would definitely tell my younger self, don't, like to wait. And child, I probably, if I knew the stuff I knew now, I probably would have been just waiting and waiting. I tell my cousins, and I don't care about nobody. Y'all may have a different opinion, and y'all know we can agree to disagree respectfully over here. You don't have to agree with me. I'm not gonna get upset or mad. But I tell my cousins, I got a lot of cousins that don't have kids. Uh, if you know what I know, you will keep it like that. Now, and this coming from a active mother, a hands-on mother. Like I don't miss a beat with my children. When they call me, I'm there. When they need me, I'm there. Like, and even if I'm not there, like my cousin, I was telling y'all, she took Zay to the doctor or whatever because he had threw his shoulder out of place or whatever. And hold on, gotta put y'all on the charger. Okay, make sure it's charging. But he had threw his shoulder out of place or whatever. And literally, I was getting ready to go to the airport and catch a flight. And I was telling her, Chris, no, I'm not. But anyways, I was telling her, I was like, yeah, girl, I can, like I just won't go on this flight. Like I can come or whatever. And she was like, no, I would hate for you to miss your trip. She was like, he good. I got him. This is my first cousin that, I technically call them my sisters and brothers, because that's how we grew up. So she's like a aunt to my children. And so she was like, no, you good. Go ahead. She was like, I don't want you to miss your trip or whatever. And I was like, no, are you sure? Or whatever. Like, I'm literally trying to go to the hospital or whatever. And she was like, mm-mm. She was like, go ahead. She was like, I'm going to ask Zay, is he good? But Zay had already told me he was good. He was like, yeah, I'm with Saniqua. I'm fine or whatever. And I was like, well, I don't know if they're going to need me, for his insurance and the sign stuff and this and that or whatever. And so the doctor got on the phone and I spoke to the doctor and she was like, oh, mom, if you give your cousin consent, then we don't need you or whatever, technically. I just have to hear you say that you get her consent. And so we did that or whatever. But baby, when them kids call me, I'm there. I do not miss a beat, like at all. So this coming from somebody who is active, who am I a perfect mother? No. Do I make mistakes? Of course, but my kids ain't finna be needing me and I'm not showing up. My kids ain't finna be being raised by somebody else. My son went with his daddy temporarily, y'all. I cried like a baby. I did not want I did not want him going. I did not want him to go stay with his, and that's his dad. Like that is his dad. I didn't want, I cried and cried. Now he was like, Mommy, it's okay. I'm like, no, it's not. It's not okay. So I ain't tell her that because I know she was just trying to comfort me, but I'm like, like, so I'm, that's just, I just feel like you lay down and have them, you take care of them. Like that's what you're supposed to do. Okay, I need to get out this turning lane because we're gonna go. If I go that way, I'm gonna have the phone with y'all. Hey, Gamma. Okay, we'll go this way. Because if I go that way, I'm gonna have to hang up with y'all because my phone is gonna go out. From my house to the country part. So we're gonna hop on the highway so I can keep talking to y'all until I get to my destination. Carla said, "Hey Gamma, you caught me. I hopped on here while I'm taking. You had your first at 23 and your last at 39. Okay, so how was that? Girl, I'm 37. Good food. When I tell you, my little cousin the other day when I was on live with y'all, that baby was crying and she was getting fussy with the kid, whatever. And my sister was doing hair and her mom was in her room taking her plaits out. And so, I was the only other adult in the room. And so I was like, well, I guess I get her. This literally what I said, y'all, right after I got off a live with y'all. I said, I mean, I guess I get her. I was like, but shit, I'm gonna need some instructions. I was like, I don't even know what to do with no baby. And so I get her or whatever. Y'all, that baby went to sleep in less than a minute. Like, I'm not even, it was so fast. I recorded it because my sister was like, walked in because she heard her fussing and she was like, oh, she's sleeping. And her head was nodding. And I was like, well, I just got her or whatever. And she was like, oh, she's asleep. Literally in 10, 20 seconds or whatever. And I was like, okay, look at you still got the touch, but that don't mean I want no more. So that's why I asked you, how is it or how was it, having a baby at 39? Because, girl, I can't even imagine. Girl, a baby, I always be saying this and I be joking, but I be for real. But I be like, a baby can't look at me. Okay. Not not one that's coming from me. My little cousin stuff, yeah, I deal with y'all and fool with y'all because I can return the sender. But I'm so glad that Cliff and Surrett was asking me when they came to and we was talking, like girl talking and stuff and just talking about life and family and kids. And Surrett was like, Ambrielle, you and Cliff? I was like, no, don't even speak that on us. And she was like, he don't want. I was like, no. So I'm so glad that we're like on the same page of we good on the kids. Okay. He got his 2 children. I have my 3, that equals 5. So we got 5 children. And I'm good with that. Okay, Embrielle, baby, I would have traveled and seen the world. Right. Girl, I tell that to my kids all the time, and I tell my cousin them, I'm like, look, don't be thinking because you 19 and having that mindset that I had, like you grown, child. And like I said, I'm speaking from a mama that supposed to do. I ain't talking about, it's different coming from somebody who is half-assed. I'm gonna say that. That's what old folk used to say in the country. They'd be like, yeah, you just half-ass did that or whatever. But it's different coming who is not doing what they supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? And they saying, oh, don't have kids. Girl, shut up. You don't even know the half. You ain't even doing what you supposed to do. You don't need to be telling nobody nothing because you ain't even doing what you supposed to do. You know that you show up, love, nurture, take care, raise, and do what you're supposed to do. It's tiring, okay? It's tiring. I'm tired. Shoot. I'm like, Naya, 13, about to be 13 in January. 5 more years. So I'm gonna be what, 43, 44 before I be. Whew, don't y'all mama do not want no grandkids right now. I'm not. I to a crazy house because I might lose my mind for real, and I ain't even playing. I do not. Mm-mm. And Gamma too. Gamma gonna say, we had that conversation too one time, and Gamma was like, "You saying that now? You gonna love them babies? I know I'm gonna love them, but I'm saying I'm not ready for it. I'm not. Mm-mm. I'm not ready for it, sis. Yes, y'all. Thank y'all for hitting the like button. Thanks, Gamma. Let's see. Carla said, yes, 20 is young to have kids. When I was 20 in college, my mom didn't play with me. She took me right to the clinic and nicely put me on birth control. And you know what, Carla? This might be TMI, but yeah, I'm doing just like your mama. I'm doing exactly like her. So yeah. Yeah, that's too young. Too young. She came 2.5 months before I turned 40. Oh, wow. Wow. Gamma said five more years to go. 5 more. 5 more. I'm like, these kids, baby. Sometimes I be running around and rough and raggedy, y'all. I'm like, these kids, they doing a number on me, child. I was telling Zay daddy, I said, Zay was acting like he ain't had no sense. I said, then when he want to act like he got some sense, now Jayla want to act like she ain't got no sense. I was like, it like these kids tag teaming me. Like they just, like, okay, you done with her. Give a pass over here. I'm finna get on her now. Okay, I'm done with it here. You get on. I was like, I don't know what they got going on, but honey, I'm just ready for it. And then this senior stuff, child. I just pray to the good Lord in my mama voice. Y'all know that what she say, the good Lord. Good Lord, that when them 5 years pass by, I still look like something. I don't look woe down. Cause baby, y'all doing a number. Yes, y'all, please grab a membership badge. Y'all are helping me reach my goal, and I appreciate you guys so much. We are going to do a Thanksgiving giveaway. I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do the giveaway because I don't know. Tell me, Gamma, what you think, because I know you're going to be brutally honest, and you too good, food. But I really wanted to bless the person that has had a membership for the longest. Like, do y'all feel like that's not fair? Or should I just bless her and like pick somebody else too, or do a drawing too? Because I don't want it to be unfair to the other members. But y'all are helping me reach my goal. My goal was to get 20 members because y'all know I just started promoting it and marketing this and asking people to become a member on my channel. Shout out to my sis Gamma. She be getting on us about that. So I really appreciate her for pushing me to my fullest potential, and being more intentional with my channel. So we are going to do a Thanksgiving giveaway. We're gonna do a Christmas one too, y'all, for the members. But I really want to give the person that has had a badge, but I also do want to be fair. Let's see. Carla said that's fair and you should do a drawing. Okay, so I'll do both. Yep, I'll do both. Because I really want to give her something. Which is get your mama. I done said that on here before, but I just appreciate her. When you see people that like y'all on Facebook before they took that monetization tool away, I literally had people um that was a member on my subscriptions over there, y'all, that had been with me like 2 years, a year anniversary. Like, that just make me feel good, and I know some people like, oh, it's only $5, but it's not just $5 to me, because that's extended support. Not only do you watch my videos and you support me and stuff like that, but for you to pay $4.99. I think over here I just only made this one $2.99. But for you to pay $4.99 every month for 2 years, for to support my channel, like, that means a lot to me. So I definitely want to give the person, like I said, get your mama. I want to give her for, excuse me, for having a badge for as long as she has. Um, Let me see what you said, Gamma. Gamma said my nephew is always amazed that he has a 3-year-old at 30. Gamma, I'm with him. I'm with him 100%. And y'all know what's so crazy? Let's see. She said, and his other daughter is 15. Right. My dad had my sister when I was 22. So, yeah. Jayla, I be getting confused. Jayla is older than her aunt. She's 2 years older than her because I had Jayla at 20. So Jayla was 2 when her aunt was born. And they so close, y'all. They got the cutest relationship. I be having to remind Jayla, I'm like, hey, no, hey, they're my sister, not yours. But I understand, like, I'm 20 something years older than her. So, they kind of click, because they do click, not kind of, honey. They bond like they tight because, their age is so close or whatever. But yeah, I be messing with them. I be like, girl, that is, look, just a little reminder, that is not your sister. This my sister. I'm with your nephew because, that's what I was gonna tell y'all. The crazy thing is, when I first started dating Cliff or whatever, I was like, I would have more children when we got married, but and he wanted more. We both wanted more children, and I guess like the closer we started feeling like we was getting the finish line, baby, we started feeling like we get to the finish line like these kids getting older. You know, they about to like be out of the nest, like they about to be out of our hair. We could just have our way or whatever. You know, we could travel, which we do that now, but it was to a where we had, if they weren't going with us on trips, I had to find babysitters, you know, and stuff like that. So, but we like, oh yeah, they got to be grown and we can just go on about our business. Let's see. Gamma said you can do that, but I feel bad when I do one based on the length on that wasn't their fault. Yeah, that's true. And I guess only because I just want to bless her, you know, for how long she been a member, because they didn't even know I existed. Yeah, that's true. And I'm glad you said that too. She said so I do both ways. Okay. Yeah, that's what Carla said too, do both. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. Because y'all are right about that. That's why I said let me ask you because I know you're gonna be honest. I wish I could say the same about my kids and their aunt. My girls are 2 years older than their aunt, but you know, long story for real. So that food, mine a long story too. And you just started supporting my channel. So you probably ain't even heard. I done talked about it on other lives. So question, um, is it on your side or your dad's side? When you said their aunt are 2 years older than them. Let me make sure I read that right. My kids and their aunt, my girls, yeah, are 2 years older than the aunt. Okay, so that's like Jayla, their dad's side. Gotcha. Okay, you got to share that story with us and tell us. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my story. When I had Jayla, my dad was upset with me for being pregnant, and I see now that I'm older, I see why he was mad, you know, and I ain't mad with him about being mad. You know, he just wanted better for me. But I feel like he went about it the wrong way, you know. And again, like I said, I'm not mad with him. I'm not holding any resent or any, you know, anger or anything towards him. But it's my story, so I'm gonna talk about it. And you know, whenever I want to or tell people, you know, and it's just what it is. But he stopped talking basically, and we stopped talking for years, girl. And we rekindled our relationship. At this point, I got 3 kids, so years don't went by, and Naya was one. No, no, no. Naya wasn't one. Naya was two. She was two. And so I have Naya now. She's two. And he had another kid or whatever. And she wasn't even one at the time. So her and Naya are 2 years apart. And Jayla and my oldest little sister are 2 years apart. And so we kind of like picked up our relationship and started back talking or whatever, but the communication, it was just like off or whatever. And my dad is a workaholic, so he works a lot. um and I've always, like, respected. I feel like because he's poured that into me or whatever, despite our relationship, being like or whatever. His hustle, you know what I'm saying? I've always admired it and respected it or whatever. So we lost communication. That after that time that we kind of picked back up, we lost again. And so my aunt, my uncle, my aunt, Lord forgive me, my uncle passed, which is his mom's brother, last year. And he walked up to me and he was like, "Can I speak to you?" Mind you, we're seeing each other at funerals, his mom's funeral, my grandmother, we seeing each other, and um I had just became to the point where I had like got like angry or whatever. And I wasn't mad because he wasn't talking to me good food. I was upset because I just yearned for a relationship with my little sisters. Like I always wanted to have a relationship with them. Like I just wanted to be a big sister to them. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like that was the part that made me angry, like with him or whatever, is because I wanted that relationship so bad with my little sister or whatever. And he came up to me, and was like, "Can we speak or whatever?" And we talked. So ever since then, since that day, we've been like this, and I feel like forgiveness had a lot to do with it, because we couldn't be where we are today if I hadn't have said, I forgive you. I'm not holding on to this or whatever. Let's just move forward, you know. And I feel like I was able to do that because he was able to admit his wrong. You know what I'm saying? And that meant a lot to me. The fact that he was able to say, I was wrong. I shouldn't have did this. I don't know why, I guess just being hurt or whatever, but I was wrong and I apologize, I'm sorry. I done missed so much over and I just want to make it right or whatever. So with being said, I just met them. I had been seeing them at events and stuff like that, but I just formally introduced to them last year. And my sister was 14 and Jayla was 16 or whatever. And that's why I said they're like this, and I be messing with Jayla, I be messing with Layla too. And that's their name, Jayla and Layla. But I be messing with them. I'm like, my sister, not yours. Or whatever. But I'm glad that are able to bond, and it's so cute seeing them together. And y'all, they look so much alike. Like I had posted a picture of them or whatever, but they look like they look more alike than me and my sisters or whatever. But it's just so cute seeing them together and seeing them and stuff like that. And I vlogged it and everything, like my first time going over to meet, haven't posted it yet. I just vlogged it, for myself. So maybe I'll post it one day when I get the courage to. But it was just something. It's a subject for me, and for my little sister as well. Because we've and she shared things with me. Like she just wished that she knew she had a big sister all these years. She was like, how many people want a big sister? And I had one and I didn't, and it like that bothers her. It makes her mad. She's it to me or whatever. Like it just makes me angry that I had a sister all this time and I didn't know. So yeah, it's a sensitive subject, but I feel like more of my anger was built up from me wanting to have bond with my little sisters. Like I always wanted to have a bond with them. And I said I would cry to my aunt, my dad's sister. I would cry to her all the time. Like I want to know my sisters. Like I want to have a bond with my sisters or whatever. So I don't know. I'm just not holding on to anger or judging him for, you know, why he did that or moved the way he did. And another thing, I would never speak bad about him to my sisters. Like, despite whatever, I would never talk bad about him to them. Let's see. Well, thank God y'all are together now. Yep. And that's why I said, Gamma, like, it could have went either way. You know what I'm saying? Because like another creator on here, I'm sure y'all know I don't do name dropping and stuff because people love to say you clout chasing and this and that, and I don't need clout off of nobody, baby. I'm my own clout. I'm getting it out the mud or whatever. But another creator, like I said, I y'all know that's not speaking to her mother or whatever. I feel like it takes you healing and you having inner peace, and I have that. You know what I'm saying? So, because my dad, I feel like when we first started talking, he probably felt like um there was gonna be resentment towards my little sisters and stuff like that. Because I remember when he was like, "Your sister wants to talk to you," and I remember saying, "Give her my number," and he was like, "Really?" And I was like, yeah." Like that's my sister. Give her my number. And he was like, "Oh, okay, sweetheart. Yeah, I'll give her your number, whatever, so y'all can talk." But he probably felt that I was going to. I'm 37. You know what I'm saying? But he probably felt, and I'm saying I'm 37, like I'm a grown woman, okay? But maybe he felt that I was gonna have resentment towards them, maybe because he's married to their mom, you know, and he's in the house with them and actually raising them and stuff like that. And because I didn't get that from him or whatever, but that don't have nothing to do with them, you know. And so I would never hold them accountable for his actions. So I feel like in order for me to forgive him, you gotta be, and I'm saying this because of like with this other creator, you gotta be at peace within. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have happiness within or whatever before you could just jump out here and be like, oh yeah, I'ma forgive you or this or that or whatever. She can't forgive her mom because she's not at peace. And that's just what it is. And again, I'm speaking from somebody who um went through a rocky relationship with a parent, you know, and I know that we all different, you know. Her trauma is not my trauma is not her trauma, but when you heal, when you properly heal or whatever, you'll be able to forgive your mom for the things that allegedly you say took place, you know, or whatever the case may be, and you'll be able to move past that or whatever. So that's why I was able to forgive my dad, because like I told y'all, during that course of me being angry, was I pissed off about, dang, you saying I done missed 14 years? I could have been bonding with my sister and this and that. Yeah. But like Gamma said, we gotta be thankful for being together now. You know what I'm saying? And y'all would think that if y'all were to ever see me around like my little sisters and stuff like that, you think that like we missed all those years. You get what I'm saying? Like even with my sister and Jayla, they're so close. You wouldn't even think that they just met each other last year. You would think that like they've been knowing each other their whole lives, like they grew up together. That's how close they are. So I'm thankful for that also, you know, because I know that God is in that or whatever. And Brielle, I really feel like God have led me in you ladies' direction for a reason. There's power in prayer. You're speaking on your dad. You speaking on your dad touch me. I don't have a relationship with my father, Lord. Lord, I surrender. I know it's you showing me these things. I thank you. I'm logging off all good food. I'm gonna keep my prayers. Girl, don't make me cry on here because I know how hard that can be. um, and so I'm definitely gonna keep you in my prayers. Look, you got me getting teary eyed. You know, just thinking about our relationship. And like Gamma said, I'm just thankful for the now, you know. But I just felt the need to share that with you because of some of the things that you were saying. It was similar to my situation because you said, you know, with the girls being 2 years older than their aunt, my daughter is 2 years older than her aunt or whatever. And that was part of the, you know, that was one of the things that had me so upset or whatever, you know, was just having a relationship with my sister. So I'm just thankful that my sister, she texts me, we talk all the time, you know. um it's not like she's texting a stranger. And it would make me so upset because I would see them at family functions and we're just walking right past each other, y'all. They don't even know I'm their sister, you know. And I have to tell y'all too, I'm gonna tell y'all this or whatever, but this like a whole story time. So when my grandmother passed, um, I'm just gonna say it now because we speaking on it now. But when my grandmother passed, my dad's mom, she got two children. My aunt, the one that y'all see me with, and if y'all see me with her, like a lot of people think I'm her child. A lot of people think she's my mom or whatever because we look that much alike or whatever. I look just like her and my mama or whatever. And so she got two children, my dad and my aunt. And so at the service, I got up to speak. And I just wanted to say, I wanted to share with everyone the childhood that my nanny, we got her nanny, but the childhood that she allowed us to have, like just allowed to be kids and be free, you know. Y'all know how some of these new parents are like, oh, don't play in that mud, don't play in that dirt. Like my nanny let us be, she just let us be kids. Like we could do whatever. Like my cousin then was talking about at the last family function I went to on my dad's side when we did the gravesite thing. they was talking about her, and they was like, yeah, boy, we used to love to go to Auntie Nelly house, because that was her name, Nelly. And they was like, we used to love to go to Nelly's house, because boy, you would have thought she had food stamps, and she didn't even get food. She had all the good food, all the good snacks or whatever, and she did. But my nanny was the person that kept all the kids in the neighborhood, so she had those snacks and the good food and stuff like that, because she took care of like so many kids in the neighborhood. Like, she was that person. And so at her service, when I was speaking, my sister there or whatever. And that's why I said it's so weird, y'all, how it all came about or whatever, like how everything resurfaced or came to the forefront. And so I got up and I spoke about her, and I shared our childhood, and I called my cousins up with me. I said, I want, I called them up individually. I was like, come up here, you know what I'm saying? And they came up and they stood by my side while we each talked about her. And so even childhood friends that were there, that she helped raise, they came up too or whatever, because she was like there. Everybody called her nanny or whatever. And so during my speech, I said, like, we're gonna miss her or whatever. She gave us a childhood that any child would want or whatever. And so after speaking, my little sister, the oldest one, she was like, who was that girl? That's why I said, y'all, this junk is so crazy. She was like, who was that girl or whatever? And they, she asking her parents this. And they was like, what girl? She was like, the girl that got up to speak. And so, remember I told y'all my nanny had 2 kids, right? My dad, my aunt. So my little sister, she knows my aunt's children. She didn't know me. So she's like, who was that girl then? And boom. And I just feel like that's why I'm not mad with my dad. That's why I'm not holding any anger towards him, or, any type of resentment. And I'm gonna tell y'all why. Because I feel like in my heart that God used my little sister, um, and I'm sticking to that, I think he used her to bring me and him back together or whatever. And when I tell y'all, she was not playing with him. He told me this. She was not letting up. Mind you, she's 13, 14 now. Um, my nanny passed 3 years ago, and my little sister is Jayla is gonna be 18. So Layla is almost 16. So she 15. So yeah, she might have been, I don't know, y'all, maybe 12 or 13. Maybe 12 or 13. But what I'm getting to is she was old enough to know something ain't right here. Like, this some fishy shit. So if those are my aunt's kids and I done met all of them, Nanny only had 2 children, you and Aunt Fran. So who is this? And boom, that's how it came up. And she was not playing with him. She was like, who is that? Who is that girl? Or whatever. She was looking in the obituary. She was going to Google, pulling up my name, everything. And this is stuff that she shared like with my daughter or whatever. She was like, I went to Google and I started looking up your mom's name, was trying to find her or whatever. And so she said that when she asked my dad, like, who was that girl? He was like, it's a long story or whatever, but she went with him. And so that was that or whatever. But I feel like God used her. And if he had not have used her, me and my dad would still be not speaking. We'll still be, he's stubborn and I'm stubborn. We both stubborn. But I always felt like, and y'all know I've done lives and spoke about this before or whatever. I just always felt like, and I get somebody has to be the bigger person or whatever. Do you two look alike? Yeah, we do favor. You definitely can tell like we're sisters. I posted pictures of her, Gamma. But I feel like with her and Jayla, they look more like sisters than me and her do. But I telling y'all, dang, what was I about to tell y'all? Let me see. Right, she knew something was wrong. Yeah, she did. And girl, she wasn't playing. She was not playing with him. But I was like, dang, like why did it have to get to that, to that point or whatever. And I always think back, Gamma. I remember when they asked if anybody wanted to speak and say something, and I was just sitting there contemplating if I wanted to go up or not. But I wanted to go up and share about, and it had absolutely nothing to do with um my sister them or none of that. I knew I would see them and I knew they were my sisters. They just didn't know. Like we would see each other at birthday parties and stuff that I would take my kids to. And I always knew they was my sisters. They just didn't know. We would just be walking past each other, like nothing. And these are kids. So I felt like, oh, that's what I was gonna tell y'all. It came back to me. But I always felt like, why would I tell these kids like I'm your sister and they parents ain't told them? I felt like it was just kind of like overstepping my boundaries or whatever. So that's why I never said anything. But I was saying about me and my dad both being he's stubborn and I'm stubborn, but I just felt like I didn't stop talking to you. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't cut you off. You cut me off or whatever. I didn't cut you off talking to you. So my granddaddy would always be like, "Oh, you need to talk to your dad. Oh, you need," and I'm like, "Talk to him for what? He's not." You know what I'm saying? So that's when he would be like, both of y'all just stubborn. Because my granddaddy, he was just so hurt by that, that we weren't speaking for all years. My dad's dad or whatever, he just was tore up about it. And he was like, y'all just stubborn. You and him, you're just alike and this and that. Whatever. But I'm like, I didn't cut him off. I didn't stop talking to him. So like you keep saying I need to talk to him. And I always looked at it and viewed it like, I can't make a person deal with me. I can't force myself to be in somebody's life that don't want me there. And that's how I viewed that. And that's what made me where our relationship was. Like I told y'all, I was more angry about my sisters. Like, I'm like, they in the middle of some shit they don't even got nothing to do with. Like, they don't have anything to do with this. And that's why I said when he asked, could that she want to speak to me, and I was like, give her my number. I feel like it kind of caught him off guard because he probably felt like I would have resentment towards them. But the whole time I'm mature enough to know like this is not their problem. I can't blame them for what you doing or your actions. Like, so that's what made me angry because I'm like, you got my sisters in this bullshit. They ain't got nothing to do with nothing. I want to know my sisters. I want to have a relationship with them. I want them to know their sister. I want them to know the nieces and nephew. Nieces and nephew. Like, so that was the part that bothered me the most. It could have been a little more confusing for her if you would have told her, right. And Gamma, the part is, I didn't tell her, but I told Jayla at a baby shower we were at. I told Jayla, I said, that's your little aunt right there, or whatever. And because I saw her with the wife. And so Jayla looked over to her. She was little then. She was real little. And Jayla was like, my mama said you're her sister. And the little girl was like, she shook her head like, so at that moment, that was my cue right there. Like, she don't know she got a big sister. You know what I'm saying? So moving forward from that point, all the other events that I saw them at, I just walked right past them. I left it alone or whatever because she didn't know. She did not know. And she told me, like, after that service, because you can only lie to a child or you can only tell them something for so much or whatever. So after that service, by her being like I said, roughly around, I'm gonna say 13, because she's 16 now, and that was 3 years ago. So I'm gonna say 13. But by her being a teenager and got some sense, you can't tell me anything now. So she wasn't playing with them. She was like, who was that girl? Tell me who she was. She like, this shit ain't adding up. Either Aunt Fran got a child that I never met. Either that's her child or it's yours. Who is she? So, it would have been, they probably could have hid that a little longer if my nanny had 5 children, or if she had 10 kids, could have been like Uncle such and such daughter, or don't, oh, that's Auntie this daughter, but it was only two of them. I mean, it is only two of them. So it's like, um, who do she belong to? But yep, I'm glad you are healed from this. Girl, me too. I am too. And like I said, I feel like God used her because I feel like he blessed us through other people. And he used my little sister to not only um bring me and her together. Because when I would cry to my aunt Gamma, she would always tell me, it's okay, she gonna come looking for you when she get older because she's gonna find out that she got a sister or whatever. And that's really, my aunt really spoke that into existence. That's really how it played out, because that's literally what she did. She came looking like, something ain't right. Who is this? And she told my daughter, she said, I was Googling your mom's name because I just knew that something was not adding up. And my aunt would always tell me the time I would call her like upset about it, or, about wanting to have a relationship with them. She was like, she gonna come looking for you. She was like, don't worry. She was like, it ain't gonna happen now, but you know, it will eventually happen. So I'm just thankful for my aunt, for just speaking that into existence, and keeping me encouraged that one day I will have a relationship with them. But yep, like I said, I feel like we just met last year. She be texting me about her little social life problems and stuff, and girl stuff, and school and her volleyball team stuff and all that. But yeah, when I post the volleyball games that y'all have seen me post on my page or on my channel, that those are her games that I be at or whatever. Cause I just try to her, and be a big sister, like, cause that's all I ever wanted. I'm like, you grown, you do your thing. Like, you don't want to talk, cool, but I want to talk to my sisters. I want to know them. I want to bond with them. So I'm just glad that, I'm able to do that now. All right, y'all. I am almost here. It's been a long drive. I'm on 78, Highway 78. So I think I'm gonna catch like the last 30 minutes of the game, which is cool. I just want my niece to that I came. Gamma, I'm gonna do a marathon too. Before I get off of here, but I don't know. Let me see. Candy said divine time, and yes. Oh, Candy, I want to read your message too. I was coming in traffic. You see, I'm like on the freeway now. Good morning to all. Good morning. And yes, I have to say that it shows growth and change. You can look at the bigger picture, right? And welcome peace in your life. I am happy for you all. Thank you for that. I appreciate that, Candy. I really do. Yeah, that's why I say a lot of times when people can't forgive people, I know that I did no wrong in our relationship going, a different direction. I made a mistake. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, when you make your bed, you lay in it. You know what I'm saying? So um, I made a mistake. Got pregnant, had my daughter at 20, and everybody was like, he had like you was 15 or 16, and that's why I say, as a parent, I can understand his disappointment. I can understand him just wanting a better future for his child. I get that now. Now that I have children, I get that, and I understand that. Like I said, I just feel like he went about it the wrong way or whatever. But everybody different. Everybody react to stuff different or whatever. So it is what it is. I just hated during that time that other people had to be affected, if that makes sense. Like, I hate that it had to affect my little sisters, it had to affect my children, all because of what we were going through or whatever. But I'm just like, dang, like, it's not like I just did something to you or whatever. Like, I made a mistake. And I feel like also too, y'all, because of that, it has helped me to be a better mom and a better parent too. Because I tell my aunt all the time, my dad's sister, I always tell her, like, I don't care what my kids do. I don't care what they take me through. I will never turn my back on my children, all because it was done to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't do it because I know what it feel like, and I know that hurt. From that younger version of me. Now I'm grown. It's been what, 17 years. I'm mature, growth and development. But that 20-year-old hurt, I remember it too well. So I would never do that to my kids. I don't care how much they act a fool and act like they ain't got no damn sense. I'm just not turning my back on them. I can't do it. How much they get on my nerves. Like I told y'all last night when I said, oh, them kids don't worry me so bad in Target. They got on my nerves or whatever. I take my little break from them, but I could never cut them off like that. I just could never do that because I just know that hurt all too well, and it don't feel good. Oh, that's what I was talking about, forgiveness. I feel like you like in order to forgive, I feel like we got to do it, if that makes sense. Like I can't, if Gamma do something to me, I can't forgive her if I don't forgive. You get what I'm saying? So you have to fully understand, like you gotta fully know and understand forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? And how it operates and how it works. And I truly in my heart feel like that's what helped me, like with our relationship and mending it back together and rekindling our relationship. Because if that 20-year-old version of me that I told y'all it was crazy and a little throw would have never, I would have been like, who you talking to? Because I know you don't want to talk to me. Talk to me after all these years. I know you don't want to pull me to the side. You can get out of my face. You know what I'm saying? But that was that bitter me. That was that me that didn't forgive people. You know what I'm saying? So um I can't give you that because that's not what I do. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like you have to give it to receive it. You know what I'm saying? Like it goes both ways. Like how I always tell y'all, like with support, you gotta give support to receive it. So it's the same thing with forgiveness. Like you gotta give it in order to receive it. So let's see. Right, forgiveness is deeper than just the word. Yeah, and it's action. You know what I'm saying? Like you show that through your actions or whatever. Because Gamma, even with a relationship, right? Let me get over. Even with a relationship, somebody can say all day long. Let's say if Cliff do something to me and I say, yeah, babe, I forgive you for that. But every 5 minutes, oh yeah, remember when you had did this? And you remember when you know what I'm saying? Like every 5 minutes, I'm bringing it up. I'm talking about it. I'm throwing it in his face. It's not forgiveness. Like I'm not forgiving you. That was resentment keeping you from it. Right. And that's why I said, Yama, the 20-year-old version of me, that's what I would have been on. Like, you ain't talking to me, I don't want to talk to you, because that's where it was at one point. Good afternoon, Jeffrey. How you doing? So yeah, that goes to show too, like you said, Gamma. It was God's timing, and I think let me see. Candy said that divine timing. Going back, feel like everything happened to according to God's will. Everything happened the way it's supposed to happen. Because this version of me was able to forgive him, and I don't throw it in his face. I don't get mad with him because that's what I was gonna tell y'all, and I had got sidetracked. He check on me a lot, like um to see how I'm feeling. I guess to see if I feel some type of way towards him and stuff like that. He's checking like on my mental and stuff like that, but and I guess only because he probably know like that younger version of me would have been holding on to that. I'm not holding on to that. So I'm always telling him like I'm good. And he's like, you sure? I'm like, I promise, like I'm good. Like it is like, I'm good. And I feel like you can only do that when you're healed. Let's see, Candy said you have a powerful gift and a great testimony to help others and teach others. Thank you, Candy. I appreciate that. I'm doing good. How are you? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Yeah, Candy. I just look, I just get on here and talk, and that I can do is like share my life and my testimonies. I can tell somebody else's story and somebody else can't tell my story. Like even with this situation, when I speak on it, like I told y'all, I would never make my dad look like a bad person to my sisters, not even to other people. I'm not gonna make him look like a bad person to anybody. So even with me speaking on it now, I'm just speaking on my story, my testimony. I'm not here to bash him or any of that or whatever. I'm just thankful, like Gamma said, for where we are now and God using my little sister to bring us, to mend our relationship. Candy, I do agree. Thank you, Carla. Hey, Tanya. Yes, y'all, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, please, if you're not subscribed, and help reach my membership goal. It is $2.99, and I think I was left off with either 16 or 17, and I'm trying to get to at least 20. That's my first goal, and I'm just gonna keep going up from there. So I appreciate y'all for talking to me. I done made it to my destination. I probably got like 5 more minutes or so. So I'm gonna call my sister and let her know that I'm here and I'm vlogging this. So I would appreciate y'all if y'all would please look at videos. I'm gonna try not to make them too long. The video I uploaded this morning was 30 minutes, and I apologize. I did not intend on making that video that long. But I was telling Good Food earlier, I think it's because I combined the cleaning with the cabinet organizing and stuff. So I'm gonna try to keep them anywhere between 10 and 15 minutes. And the reason I don't like the long vlogs, y'all tell me in the comments if y'all like them or not, but they take forever to load and that irritates me. So I try to keep them anywhere between like 10 to 15 minutes or whatever, where it's not too long and too dragged out. But so yeah, that's what I got going on. I'm gonna be doing more vlogs and more stuff that I'm doing. We were supposed to go out for my sister's birthday last night, but she old fashioned just like me. Honey, we like old women and young girls' bodies. She didn't want to go. I was like, honey, I'm turning around and going home then. So I took the kids to Target. That's when I told y'all they was getting on my nerves. And I vlogged a little bit of that. And then I'm going to vlog my niece's soccer game and put them together. Because the Target video was only like 3 minutes. So I was like, okay, I need that to this. You too, Jeffrey. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. I appreciate you for stopping by. But yeah, y'all, we done made it to Athens, Georgia. And I'm getting ready to switch my hats. Let me show y'all. I'm put this one on, and I got on like some army fatigue pants, but I'm really matching but not matching, because I got on this blue shirt, army fatigue pants, which is why I put on a black hat. But now I'm about to put red on, and then I got on some UGG boots, some brown UGG. I'm all over the place today, but it's okay. I was like, let me put on my hat because I don't come to Athens often or whatever, so got to put on my hat and represent. So I'm gonna change that. But I know my niece gonna be excited. So I got my content phone and my selfie stick. So I'm gonna be recording, get some footage out here. Is that G for Green Bay, Wisconsin? Where? Where you see a G at on my shirt? It's like girls with goals. But yeah, y'all hit the like button, and I appreciate y'all for tuning in. We done talked about a lot today. We really enjoyed it. I really did. Green Bay on the hat. Oh no, honey. No. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. You tried it. But I guess I'll see y'all in these YouTube streets. Look, I'll be on somebody live. Tanya's and Tanya, I seen your live app off. I had put replay with a heart because I watched the beginning of it last night when I was editing and trying to upload some videos. But I'll see y'all on the next person's live, whether it be Gamma or Tanya. Y'all know I'm trying to focus on my content, so I had to limit my I had to limit my watching and stuff. I said that I'm trying to end this year strong. And I'm still gonna support y'all. If I can't tune in to the live because I'm busy or whatever, y'all will see it on my community wall. I'm still gonna share. If I come in there and I'm there for 3 minutes or five, whatever, I'm gonna share it to my page. So I'm gonna support in other ways. But I just want to end the year strong. And keep going, keep trucking. Enjoy your day, beautiful soul. Thank you, Candy. I appreciate you. She said, I'll see you later. And Brielle, it was enjoyable listening to you. I'm glad I finally caught a live. Me too, Carla. I'm glad you was on here to chime in and chat with us. All right, y'all. Talk to y'all later. Y'all stay tuned for the vlog. I'll probably post it, if not tonight,